Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Patriots Real-Time Podcast. I'm your host, Theo Dees, and now it's joined alongside Austin Ray. And today, we have a Patriots 49ers preview for you. Before we get into that, Austin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, Theo. How about you?
I am doing very well, or very good, especially after that Mike Cadlick podcast that we had last Wednesday. It's doing very well. I think it has 30 views, which is second most
Good,
behind our first podcast, which is really good.
good for us.
And
Good for us.
yeah, so what were your just like general thoughts after that podcast?
I thought it was awesome. I feel like he just he knows so much. I feel like this him just the way he talks about the team just like it makes me excited. I don't know why.
Yeah, he was good. I really liked it. It was a fun time. Hopefully, it was fun for you to listen to. But yeah, so today we've got ourselves, like I said, a 49ers preview. The 49ers, they're a very good team, although their record may not say so. They're 1-2. Last week they lost to the Viking. No, it wasn't the Vikings. They lost to the Rams last week, and they lost to the Vikings the week prior. Um, so yeah, Austin, what are your general thoughts on the game going in?
I think for us to win, our defense is gonna have to play much better. That means just more pressure, um, better coverage and better tackling. 100%.
Yeah, the tackling was bad, and the pass rush is going to have to get there. We need to kind of upset Purdy because I don't know how good of a quarterback he is. A lot of people think he's really good. Some people think he's terrible. I'm really in the middle. I'm not really sure what to think, but today's game might, or not today's game, but tomorrow's game might dictate how I feel about Brock Purdy for a while. But yeah, let's get into the injury report. I'll read out the Patriots injury report if you want to read out the 49ers if you have it pulled up.
Yep.
So I'll go with the Patriots first. Out, ruled out already. Alex Austin, cornerback. He let up a touchdown to Allen Lazard last week after fans were clamoring for him because they thought Marco Wilson sucked. I didn't think there was much of a difference there, and it kind of showed last week. Michael Jordan, starting left guard for the last 3 games. He's out officially. Vidarian Lowe, starting left tackle for the first 2 weeks. He was out last week as well. He's out for a second straight week. Questionable going into this game. We got Anthony Jennings, Jonathan Jones, City So, Caden Wallace. The one thing to note from this is that City So, who's been ruled out each of the last 3 weeks before, like when they ruled out Alex Austin, Michael Jordan, Vidarian Lowe, he's been ruled out. He's been one of those guys. He's making it a little bit farther now. I don't know if he'll play, but it will be huge because they did lose Michael Jordan for this week. Austin, what is the 49ers injury report looking like?
49ers have a lot of people who are out. Most of them are most likely going to play, but the only one ruled out right now is Javon Hargrave, defensive lineman. Debo Samuel, Debo Samuels, who we believe is going to play, is still listed as questionable, and Trent Williams as well.
Mm.
D. Winters, linebacker, is also listed as questionable. Then we have George Kittle, Brock Purdy, and Jacob Cowing, all unspecified. Brock Purdy and George Kittle are most likely going to play. But and Travarius Ward also is a big name that's out.
Yeah, I don't know if you mentioned them, but I also saw, I'm going to butcher this name, but Talangu Hufanga. He's a good safety. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I know he's a good safety. And then Jordan Elliott, also questionable for this game. But yeah, the injuries are going to play a key part in this one as also Christian McCaffrey. He's not on the injury report because he's on injured reserve. He's going to be out for this game as well, which is pretty big. How big is that if the Patriots want to win? McCaffrey being out.
It's huge. I feel like if he's in, they have too many threats and we have no coverage. But with Jordan Mason in, he's a good running back, but he's just not a Christian McCaffrey. So I feel like that sort of helps us focus more on the wide receivers.
Yeah, the 49ers really like to run the football. They're a very good run team, whether that's Christian McCaffrey, who's the best running back in the NFL in my eyes, or Jordan Mason, who's shaping up to be like a top 30 back in the NFL. I didn't know who he was before the season. Austin, I don't know if you know who he was before the year. Yeah, we
No,
both
I
didn't know
don't.
who he was. So, yeah, and he's been playing extremely well. So Kyle Shanahan clearly knows what he's doing with the running backs. So Anthony Jennings, a guy that's listed questionable right now, that's a big one because here's your edge run stopper there. The 49ers like to do a lot of outside zone runs. And if Anthony Jennings is out, the Patriots are, for lack of a better term, cooked, and they will be losing this game by 40 points. Hopefully Jennings can play because if he can't, Mason's going to run all over them down their throat. It's not going to be fun to watch as a Patriots fan.
Yeah, I mean, I've Mason on my fantasy team, so I wouldn't complain. But I'm not kidding. I'm kidding. Um, no, don't worry, I benched him.
Oh,
If
good, good, good.
if Anthony Jennings is out, we have no plan to stop the run game, and between that and Deebo Samuel's, George Kittle, it's over.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game, even though the 49ers, like I said, are 1-2. Um, you kind of already hit on this earlier, but Brock Purdy was on the injured list earlier this week. I think it was
Yes.
back soreness.
Yes.
You can double,
Yeah. Back
yeah,
pain.
okay, back soreness. How big is that for the Patriots? Just having him not 100%.
That's huge. I mean, but like you said, we don't know like if he's like the best quarterback out there, or if he's just a system quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback. So him having that pain just like takes away maybe mobility, full motion. So that could really come in big.
Yeah, it's big. And then let's look at their wide receivers real quick. I wrote down Jawan Jennings had a good week last week, or yeah, I think it was last week. But future Patriot that we thought was going to be a future Patriot at least, Brandon Ayuk has had a slow start to the season. I don't have the exact stats, but I do know he's not doing great. Uh, are you glad the Patriots do not have Brandon Ayuk?
Yeah, I feel like he would be just like another big character. I think thinks he's the best. I just don't think he fit in with the team, and he has not been playing well at all this season.
Yeah, that was probably smart not to make him the. Oh, I mean, Elliott Wolf tried to make him the fourth highest paid receiver, and things would not be going well right now if he was here. I don't know if you saw yesterday, but and this is going to sound really weird, but it happened. It happened. I have seen video of this. Kyle Shanahan and him got into an argument yesterday because he was wearing the wrong practice shorts. He was wearing red practice shorts, and he took them off mid practice and started like dancing like in his underwear. Things are not going well right now with Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, I'm extremely happy we do not have him. I just cut him off my fantasy team, so
You cut him.
yeah, I dropped him. I traded for him,
Wow.
but
Oh, you traded him.
I
Okay.
yeah, you know that I'm I can't even explain how happy I am we don't have him.
Yeah, that might have been what I don't know the right word for it, but kind of just
The
luck.
best miss, the best miss.
Yeah, the best miss the Patriots have ever had. They missed out on DeAndre Hopkins, and guess what? He's not been great. I mean, he's been all right. He's better than Brandon Ayuk post extension. They missed out on Calvin Ridley. I haven't heard his name. Maybe he's been good. I don't know. And they missed out on Brandon Ayuk, who's been terrible. So maybe we're lucky, and next year we're gonna get DK Metcalf. So yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, so let's transition into our newest segment called Biggest Threat, sponsored by nobody yet, but it will be sponsored by the end of the year, mark my words. But we got a little wager on the line here for this.
yes.
The loser of this, and I'll explain it because we kind of came up with this like 10 minutes ago. But the uh, the loser of this will have to wear a Jets jersey for an entire podcast one time in the off season. But how we're going to determine a loser is we are going to see who does better each week, and then whoever does better wins one game. Whoever wins the most games at the end of the season wins, and the other person has to wear a Jets jersey. So, Austin, offensively, what's your biggest threat?
Wait, real quick. I just want to add something else to this.
Oh
Instead of
no,
just wearing it for a podcast, you have to wear it to school as well.
no.
Yes, yes.
All right, fine.
Okay, okay. School and podcast if you lose.
Okay. All right. So, who's your biggest offensive threat?
All right, my biggest offensive threat. I was gonna go with George Kittle, but I'm gonna go with Deebo Samuel.
All right, explain.
I think he's gonna play. He's an electric guy. I mean, I've always loved him. He's a fast. He's like a. I feel like he reminds me of a Tyreek Hill, not on Tyreek's level, but I'm just really excited. I love Debo, but I want him to do bad but good at the same time.
Huh. Austin never beating the non-Patriot fan allegations, but uh, he's always rooting for other teams. But yeah, mine is George Kittle because each week we've seen the tight end beat the Patriots. George Kittle's a top five tight end in the NFL. Last week, if Tyler Conklin can go off for 5 catches and 95 yards, George Kittle can go off for 100 catches and 7,000 yards. So yeah, George Kittle, I think he's gonna have a big game. Defense, who's yours?
All right, defense. Wait, Patriots defense or Niners defense?
Niners defense. It's always gonna be the
Nick
opposing team.
Nick Bosa.
That was mine.
He's Nick Bosa. There's no explanation needed. He's gonna
Yeah,
get to. He's gonna destroy Jacoby Brissett. Sorry,
yeah,
Nick.
yeah. You're obviously not rooting for injuries, but it's not looking good for the Patriots. Demontre Jacobs, who looks like the starting left tackle this week at practice, and last week was his first time playing left tackle in the NFL. So and he let up a sack in 14 plays. So yeah, and he's going up against Nick Bosa, like you said, no explanation needed. So that's worrisome for me. But yeah, so we picked the same defensive player. So how are we going to do this? Whoever does better on offense, Debo or George, will win
Yeah.
this week. And we'll announce this next week on our preview podcast, which will be one of the days next week. But yeah. All right, let's get into some housekeeping stuff here. So I'm going to turn the page here. There's some housekeeping stuff that I wrote down. Kyle Duggar, we never talked about this with Mike. Kyle Duggar named the captain. What's your reaction to that?
I like it. Kyle Duggar, I feel like is like he's our top defensive guy right now. Think of the Patriots. I feel like the Patriots defense. You think at 23. So.
Oh, I like that, but I don't agree with your take. I
Really?
don't think Kyle Duggar's been great this year. He had the miscommunication, like Mike mentioned, and we all saw on the DK Metcalf touchdown. Tyler Conklin, that's probably him and Duggar. He is Duggar. Him and Pepper's responsibility. Obviously, Pepper's not being out, so that's his responsibility. I don't think Duggar's been good. I don't think he's been good since 22. Obviously, he's been okay, solid, few good games. Obviously, he had the nice fumble, whatever that he caused, but he should have let up 2 touchdowns against the Bengals. And yeah, I don't know. I think Kyle Duggar's a little overrated. I think for a captain though, if he's a good leader, whatever, I don't care. Matthew Slater, um, he was never the greatest player of all time, but yeah, what you're looking at,
I'm gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that.
I
Yes,
like it.
Kyle Duggar has not been at his best, but he's a good player. In my opinion, he's top 3 on our defense right now.
Yeah, he might be, but the defense isn't too good right now.
I know, but I mean, I feel like he is a good player, and I think he will be continue to get better this season.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the contract was a great. Okay, I think the contract was a good idea, but I just think he's a little overrated. Like what is, and what has he shown you in the last 2 years that's made you say, "Oh, this is the best player on defense"?
No, he's not our best player on defense, not by any
Oh,
means,
okay.
but he's a very good player on our defense.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I do like the way that you said when you think defense, you think 23. That was very good. Except I just didn't agree with your take. But yeah, yeah, I think Peppers has been better than Duggar the last 2 years. I don't know about this year, but definitely last year he's better.
Yeah, I agree, but I still feel like Kyle Duggar. I feel like, I mean, we don't see everything, of course, but when you see stuff, I feel like Kyle Duggar is the leader.
Yeah, I think Bentley's the leader, but obviously he's out, so that's why
Yeah,
it goes to Kyle Duggar. So you're right.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of players on the defense that I would put as better than Kyle Duggar. Let's do a
exactly.
little segment here. Let's do a
Okay.
little segment. Quick on the fly segment. Is this player better than Kyle Duggar? We'll both give our opinions. I'm thinking randomly right now. Christian Barmore.
No,
Wait, is he better than? Wait, hold on. No, what? I got confused. I'm sorry. He's not
I
better
do
than
not
Duggar,
think
or he
he's
is?
better.
Oh, okay.
I do not think he's better than Duggar.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna have to disagree. I think he's the best player on the defense. I think
Okay.
he was producing last year at a Vince Wilfork level.
Yeah,
And
that's
Kyle
last
Duggar.
year. That's last year.
What do you? He has blood clots. He's out indefinitely this year.
No, 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 no. I think that Kyle Duggar is a better um player,
All around.
better rounded player.
Yeah, better all around
Yes,
player. You think? Yeah, I
yes.
have to disagree. So okay, let's do another one. Juwan Bentley.
I think Jawan Bentley's better.
Yeah, me too. I think he's better too. Um, who else? Christian Gonzalez.
I love you, Gonzo. You're better.
Yeah, I agree. Um, Jonathan Jones.
No.
No, I think Jonathan Jones is the most underrated corner in the NFL. Kyle Duggar, though, yeah, I'm kind of thinking. I'm going back and forth here. I'm gonna go with Ty. I think they're equally as important to the defense.
Well,
Um,
oh wait, are we? I thought it was better, not as important.
well, it's both, Ty.
Okay, because that like completely changes everything, you know?
Oh, what does it change? What does it change? What does it change?
That is a tie then.
Yeah,
Kyle Duggar's a better player, but they're both very important to our defense.
yeah. I would say it's a tie for both. I don't know how much of a better player because Jonathan Jones is legit the only guy in the NFL that can cover Tyreek Hill effectively.
Hey, I mean Gonzo did it for
Oh, and
years.
L'Jarius Sneed. Gonzo was fine. Tyreek Hill. I mean, he was good. What's his face? Jonathan Jones has done it for like a few years now.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. All right, let's do one more player. Who else plays defense? Oh,
Jabril Peppers.
Jabril Peppers. Yeah. Who do you think?
What do you think?
Oh,
What do
me?
you? Nah,
Me?
not yet.
I think Peppers better than Duggar.
I
He's more of a leader.
I'm
He got voted a captain before.
I have to agree.
Yeah. So
I
I
think that I think that Jabril Peppers is maybe the most important part of our defense.
yeah I agree. I think you could argue besides Christian Barmore, he was the best player on defense last year.
Yeah.
All right, we got sidetracked there. A little argument, but that's okay. Speaking of the defense, Jawan Bentley officially placed on IR on Wednesday. So it was reported the season's over. That's a huge brutal loss to the defense. I don't know if we ever touched on it, but Austin, what are your thoughts on Bentley being out for the year?
My immediate thoughts. Well, I feel like when he went down with the injury and then they were talking about, I feel like we knew he was going to be placed on the IR. My
Mm.
immediate thoughts were, we are cooked. Our season is over. We're done. But I don't. I'm kidding. I think we're gonna be okay. He's a very important player for our defense. But we have McMillan starting now, so I think we're gonna be okay.
I don't think we're gonna be okay. Personally, I think Bentley's so good. And Raekwon McMillan and Jelani Tavai, we kind of saw them get exposed last week. They're just not as good as Bentley. There's just like I don't know. Hopefully, Talkie can be half of what Bentley is because I don't even think that um
Taki
yeah
taki.
Talkie. There we go. I was confused at what was happening, but because you like glitched out. But yeah, Sione Talkie. Hopefully, he can be like half of what Jawan Bentley is. Or yeah, yeah. Oh, here we go. We got something funny to wrap this, not to wrap this one up because we still got to talk about Drake May, but Christian Barmore, the man's jersey that I'm wearing right now. This is the most important news of the season so far. Christian Barmore put in charge of Funny Friday, um, where he is in charge. He is now in charge of putting together reels, memes, whatever, together in like a few minute video. The only requirement is that it has to be funny. Austin, what do you think about this?
I love it. I love that Gerard Mayo was putting all this together and make. I feel like it's just bringing this team together. I think we need it. We really need it now more than
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, we're going to be the 2024 Vibes champs, like the Boston Red Sox. Yeah, so I just previously mentioned it, but Drake May, he could be potentially starting next week. This could be the end of the Jacoby Brissett 2024 and really just the Jacoby Brissett Patriots era. What are your immediate thoughts on probably, most likely, maybe not having to see Jacoby Brissett play football ever again?
I don't think that we're gonna see Drake May week 5.
Yes, we are.
I, I, I know everyone wants it. A lot of people think it, but I mean, if we are thinking like seriously, just like looking into our offense, I don't think we have the players that Drake May needs yet. We
But
need
here's my argument against that. This season, so do you? Let me just ask you a question. Do you want him to play this year?
yes. I mean, we're not
Okay.
gonna get anyone new this season, but I feel like there's stuff that we need to get like as a team, like actually like play football like we did week one. So I feel like that
Who know?
I
Yeah.
just don't. Yeah, I know it's a tough question. I want him to start maybe week. What week are they playing the Texans?
Week 6, the next week.
I want him to start week 6.
Yeah, because you're going to that game. But
No, I'm kidding. In all seriousness, I want him to start week 8 or week 9.
okay, yeah. So I don't really. Who are they playing week 8 or week 9? If you could look that up, that would be much appreciated. But I think that he's looking for the schedule. I think.
Yes.
Oh wait, actually I have it right here. Sorry. Okay, week 8. Is this week's schedule? This year's schedule? Week 8, the Jets. Week 9, the Titans. So yeah,
I
I
say
guess
we're
those are
starting
two
against
games.
the Titans. I say we're starting
Yeah.
against the Titans.
Okay.
They're not that good of a football team right now, at least. And I feel comfortable starting him then.
Yeah. I don't know. I disagree. I think uh, week 5 is a good starting point for Drake because it's still like the majority of the season he's going to be able to get some significant reps against NFL competition. If you start him week 9, the next week on the schedule is week 10 against the Bears. Caleb Williams, this game is going to be tuned into. And I know this is just a minute detail, but Drake May is probably not going to be very good in his second start in the NFL. And he's going to lose to the Bears and Caleb Williams, who's going to be better at the week 10. The media is going to say Drake May's a bust, and then it could destroy his confidence. But that's just a minute detail. I don't think it will happen. So that's my only pushback there. But week 5, I wrote an article about this last week for our school newspaper. But I said that week 5, it gives him a college season, so 13 games, which is what college players play in. And I think you need to get him reps. The best way to be better at football, Austin, is to play football. None of this VR stuff. And I know it sounds simple, but like people think that sitting behind the veteran quarterback is good, and which it can be. But the VR and the meetings and the film can only go so far. You just have to play football.
Yeah, I agree. You're starting to convince me. Um, I agree. Yeah, for any sport, best way to play any sport is just by playing.
Yeah.
You convinced me. I think that Drake May will be ready to start next week.
Okay. Easily convinced. So now, finally, I forgot the question that I asked. But how does it feel that we could be seeing Jacoby Brissett's last football game that we ever watch? That was a really bad question, but I worded it better
Um,
before.
it's the end of an era. We had Jacoby Brissett back during the dynasty. Then we lost him to the Colts, but
We
he's
traded him to
back.
the.
But he's back. It's sad. It has to happen at some point though.
Yeah, I'm not sad at all. I could care less. Jacoby Brissett, honestly, for me, these last 3 weeks have been the least entertaining I like football I've ever watched in my entire Patriots football I've ever watched. Even last year, it was like, all right, if we lose this game, we get a better draft pick. If we win, we win. Um, but like Jacoby Brissett, it's like why don't it's like kind of just boring because we lose. It's like, well, the season isn't over. It's not because Drake May. You win, and then it's like, well, who cares because the future isn't playing. So when Drake May gets in there, I'm going to be super, super pumped. I don't know if you noticed this, Austin, but when we were at the game, if anything great happened, I wasn't too excited. You know, um, I just have been, it's been hard for me to get excited the last 3 weeks. Um, actually, when they won, I was pretty excited, but yeah.
Wow. I mean, I feel like watching Jacoby Brissett that week one game I found extremely exciting. I feel like same with week two last week there was no excitement at all. But the first two
Mhm.
weeks, I was personally very excited because I felt like we had some starting, and then when Drake May comes in, that'll just elevate. I feel like.
Yeah, I was excited like during the games and stuff, um, and kind of towards the end of the game against Seattle when I thought that they were going to win. But like the week leading up to Seattle after the Cincinnati um, win, I was like, is this sustainable? Is Jacoby Brissett going to be starting the whole year? Like there's a lot to be answered in Seattle, and I think it kind of didn't get answered, but then it did against the Jets.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand. I agree. I'm excited for Drake May.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna wrap this one up pretty soon. But let's give our score prediction. Austin, you go first.
Score prediction.
Hmm.
It is gonna be major upset. Patriots 10, Niners 3.
What? Okay, I don't agree, but explain yourself.
Um, I feel like it's gonna be a defensive game. I feel like the Patriots defense is gonna step up. I feel like and I mean our offense can't really score much, and I want the Patriots to win.
Yeah. So I'm gonna like follow your lead there. I think the Patriots they score 13 points. Um, I think they try to control the game. Unfortunately, it doesn't work too well as the 49ers score 38 and they lose 38-13. Um,
I
in
was
this
not
one,
ready for that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay.
yeah. So 38-13 49ers is my prediction. Austin predicts a 10-3 win. We'll see who's right. Last week, what did we predict? Did we do a podcast
We
before
were
the
we
Jets?
were we were very wrong.
Yeah, I think we both picked the Patriots, so we were both wrong.
No,
So yeah.
we both picked the Jets. We both picked the Jets, but we were still off a lot.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, Austin, do we have anything else?
No.
All right. So that'll do it for this edition of the Patriots Real Time Podcast. If you want to follow me on Instagram, Patriots3, you want to follow Austin on Instagram, Austin Ray. If you want to follow the podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and Instagram, Patriots Real Time. And yeah, we'll see you on Monday.
Yeah. All right.